Yo. Technically my last update before the new year. That's a little scary. You won't get the next update until a little ways into January, because I've got to keep travel plans in mind. This last month has been difficult, in a word, but certainly that is not the word that encompasses everything. You could throw frustrating in there, you could throw disheartening. Because I've had to make some choices. And it just sort of feels like I keep doing things and then stopping. And I don't like feeling like I'm doing that. But I have to recognize that that's what it feels like I'm doing. But I run into the problem then of, do I keep making the same mistake because I've already spent time making it? Like, do I hold on to something that's just not working right now because it was working before? I tried to fix it, but that's I mean, I've got a working plan for keeping the MA going, but everything else just around it has proved to be too much. So it's a question now of next steps. Always seems to be a question of next steps. Okay. Well, immediate next steps are obvious. I've got 2 days left of class, one of which I'm literally writing an exam in that class. And that will be the end of first semester, really, because I do have some marking I have to do beyond that point. But that's not until like the 15th. I've got a good chunk of time not where I'm here and I'm sort of on holiday, but then I'm going to have to work and then fly back to visit with my parents. Like, my brother's not going to make it with his industry. He's going to work. So, I mean, I am looking towards the end of this first semester and the end of 2016, which I think a lot of us would agree is just being a shit show of a year. So that's, I mean, it's going to be nice to have an end. Because from an end is a beginning, and whether or not it's an arbitrary ending, like some people would see the new year as being, or a more obvious ending, like my semester ending, maybe that's what I need. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because every time I think I've got it figured out, turns out, whoop, no I don't. So I think really what I'm working through is just bits and pieces. Like this weekend, I'm studying for this exam, which is a lot of me mumbling about Nietzsche, Hegel, Kant, and Rousseau to myself. Because I need to figure out Hegel, Nietzsche, and Kant's versions of freedoms. That's one possible question. Or Nietzsche and Rousseau's relationship between politics and morals, which is the other possible question. One of these will be on the exam, not both. One of them. So I'm reading over notes. I'm trying to clarify those things in my head, and that's my first little step. That's my focus right now, because that's the first thing I need to get through. And I try positive reinforcement. I've picked up a video game for myself that I only get to open after I've finished that exam. Because I do have this tendency that I keep going over it in my head. Like, oh, did I screw that up? Did I get it right? Did I write everything I want? I need something that's just going to be my next focus immediately after that. Preferably, again, a leisure focus, not a academic one. But then within that break, I suppose the biggest thing I want to get started on is to continue my buffer for HP. Because I've still got Deathly Hallows I need to get through. So if I can start filming the videos for that, then that would be a positive, and that's something I can do within that break. I want to keep going. I think maybe what I can do with my leisure time is turn it towards my writing, and see if that's going to be a plausible, my head says experience for me, a plausible focus for me that is outside of academia, but doesn't put external requirements on me. Like, I don't need to feel like I'm letting anybody else down right now. I feel that myself enough. And unfortunately, that's some of the issues I'm running into, where people are making comments about, well, what they were expecting of me. And it's just like, yeah, cool, great. How about I don't care? I don't care what you were expecting of me. I think perhaps the only people that could say something like that are my professors right now, because we're engaged in a contract, as it were. They're teaching me and I'm trying to learn. Whoops. Apologies. That was the bank. Only now dealing with the things that I told them about back in September, aka the fact that I'm back in school. It's December. Again, this just seems to be how things are going. Though right now I'm more angry than I was. Like before I was just sad, and now I'm just like, no wonder I can't get any of my shit together. Because no one else can. It's all just a bundle of no one knows what's going on and everyone's just trying. Though it feels half the time like the system is rigged. And of course me saying that, what I deal with is not the quintessential rigging of the system. If anything, I'm dealing with some secondary rigging. I am very privileged to be in my position, and I am grateful to be in my position. I should be more grateful. I do recognize that. And sometimes it's hard, because you get into your head, and that's it. You're in there, and you're gone. Every now and then someone needs to smack you. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's do this. I have no idea where I was. dealing with all that, like, I have no idea where I was. I think I was talking about video buffer. Been working on Deathly Hallows. Because that's it. That's the big thing to get done. But I do have some other academic things to work on. For example, applying to scholarships for next year. Working on finding my staff for my thesis. Because in wanting to look at Harry Potter in my thesis, I need the secondary reader of the group to be somebody from the literary department who actually knows anything about the series in general. Because I'm going to have to do a lot of footwork to fight through to be able to do this thesis. They're not super big on it, but I want to write on something I'm interested in, and something I think will make a difference. Because that's one of the concerns with the Ivory Tower, is how stuck in time are they? With this refusal to see modern classics as worthwhile. And there are definitely some academia that are like that, who are just like, blah, blah. There are some, certainly, who are more progressive about that. There are some who work in that field, and that's sort of it. I'm trying to find somebody who works in that field who would be willing to be second reader for my thesis next year. So, I mean, there's a couple things that I can do within that break before the final marking I have to do. I can work on a couple things there. Cool. And then I have my final marking, and then as of the 19th, at like 7 in the evening, I'm on a flight back to my parents. I'll be getting in at 1:30 in the morning, so coolio, but again, cheapest flight we can get. And in fact, I don't fly back out here until about the 6th of January, so unfortunately I'm going to miss the first day of my first class. But again, with prices, I've informed that prof seems to be fine with it. So, yeah, I guess the hope is, particularly once I finish these next 3 days, because this is a Saturday right now, so I've got the Sunday, I've got 6 hours of class Monday, I've got the exam Tuesday. Hopefully following that, and then some breathing space before the final marking, throughout my holiday. I guess I want to really take some time to think about what else I want to be doing. I think that's the issue I've run into as I've just made, like, really snap judgments. Like, maybe this will fix the problem, maybe this will fix the problem, maybe this will fix the problem. Guess what? None of the problems are fixed. So I think maybe I have to think about it a little more. And the end of the semester and the end of the year hopefully will give me the chance to do that. So here's hoping. I'll finish with this. In Christmas fashion, I've made paintings for my classmates, and all of them are now wrapped. But the one I'm working on right now is for the Christmas party we're attending with our profs, as a thank you for hosting. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's supposed to be a spiral galaxy. I'm not sure about how it's turned out, but I mean, out of everything, I'm still painting. I mean, I was painting for the Christmas holidays, but I'm not completely stopped. That anger is wearing off, and now I'm just making myself sad again. I am listening to 2 songs, I'm Not Dead Yet, but Boy in a Band, and Wait For It, from the musical Hamilton. like on repeat. Just as a reminder that I am not the only one feeling like this. It's okay to feel like this. Maybe not okay to just stop. Like, I need to have some sort of movement, but it's okay if that movement is not fast forward momentum. It's okay to have some lateral movement, or to move on a completely different plane of existence. Space and time. And maybe that's what I need to focus on. Because just thinking about the things that haven't worked out isn't going to get me anywhere. Other than another depressive episode that I don't need. So, music and painting and finishing some things up. It will be nice not to have to think about Hegel for a little while. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go deal with some bank things, apparently. See you guys.